focus on here is a specific era from 1929 to 1959, and it's all American made. So every car you see in here is American steel, and it was built by manufacturers in America by Americans, and a lot of the times we feel like our history is getting lost a little bit. We wanted to make sure that we still can present that in a beautifully visible way through the history of the automobile.
When you look at the automobile industry, first place the car itself and the people that drove them and the kind you had when you were a kid and that your dad drove and the first car you ever dated in and all that sort of stuff, those are all the kind of comments that people have when they go through the museum because they all relate to something. The design work on those 30s and 40s and 50s cars were just geniuses. They all have a story to me because of how I got them or something I knew about them or something I knew about the designer or the owner.
In the 20s and 30s, many of these vehicles, I mean, it was an expression of art. People with money in the country could afford a vehicle which was more of Art Deco or a piece of rolling art. I mean, it was so much a part of their character. A lot of people define themselves by what they drove. You had everything from Model A's going down the road, and at the same time you could be passed by a Duesenberg. And a Duesenberg back in the 20s and 30s could cost as much as $20,000. The Queen of Diamonds. The Queen of Diamonds Duesenberg is probably one of the fanciest cars we have here in the sense that it was a Duesenberg, which is, in case you didn't know, the term "it's a doozy" comes from. You walk around, you do see a lot of cars and you wonder, why isn't this car still on the road? Why isn't this manufacturer still building cars? I mean, there's some beautiful, beautiful automobiles that just aren't made anymore because the manufacturers just couldn't compete. They were ahead of their time in some cases as a Tucker. Such a unique story of American innovation. It was ahead of its time. It was sad to see it go, and it's really probably my favorite car here. And one of the reasons probably is because that's the one car in this museum I can honestly say I don't think I've driven. Because it actually has less than 1 mile on it. A lot of people refer to this as a Cyclops car because it had one big headlight in the front of the car. It still had its regular two headlights, but when you turn the car, that headlight would rotate with the tires.
Quinn, an attorney in Houston and a car collector, had made him an offer on it, and he had it down in his collection, and Curtis said, you know, he said, if you match that offer, he said, I'd much rather sell it to you. I just hate lawyers.
We have a few cars here that have been unmolested except for maybe tires. It's original paint, original interior, original engine. They run beautifully, they look gorgeous. They have a little patina to them, but that's because of the age. They're only original once. And when you can find them and they look beautiful, you talk about a car that speaks to you. That one is like stepping back in time because that is exactly how it was built at the factory.
You really don't have a favorite car. Your favorite car is the one you're driving at the time. So you pick a car out here with gas and oil in it and the battery's up and it runs good while you drive it for a month or so and then bring it back and trade it for something else. And so I always keep 2 or 3 cars at home, and so most everything that's in here gets somewhere down the line gets driven.